Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to week 4 of our Problems of the Week arcade games. So if you haven't already, grab your POW, grab your pencil, and let's get ready to go. Let's take a look at Monday. John's high score on the asteroid game was 326,700. Mike's high score was 418,200. Rebecca just played the game, and her high score was halfway between John and Mike's. What was Rebecca's score? So we have to look back and ask ourselves, we're looking for a number halfway, okay? So let me come back here, and we have to figure out how many points we're talking about here to know the halfway point. So I'm going to go back to my problem. I see that John's was 326,000. Let me fix my 2. 700. I know that Mike's was 418,200. So my question to you is, how many points altogether is that? Because to know what the halfway point of the score is, we're going to need to find the total. So I'm going to give you a minute to do that. What is the total number of points? And now let's go back to this idea of halfway. So once I have my total number of points, I need to find that halfway mark. Well, when I find out half of something, mathematically, I'm always doing the same thing. I'm dividing it into 2 groups, the halfway. So once I have that total, I'm going to want to find that halfway mark between that total amount of points. Good luck, guys. Let's look at Tuesday. The arcade has 3 pinball machines and 5 video games. If a person wants to play 1 pinball machine and 1 video game, how many different combinations of games could that person play? You know this is my favorite. We have done like 3 or 4 different combination problems. Now, when Mrs. Ogle has done it, we've set up sort of a make a list as a strategy to solve combination problems. You can totally do that for this problem. But I want to show you something a little different, a different option for doing combo problems. So let's start first. I know I have pinballs. My stylus is not the best here. And I also have video games, right? Okay, so let's go back to my problem. How many pinball machines do I have? I've got 3. So I'm going to number those pinball machines 1, 2, and 3. My 3 pinball machines. Now let's go to my video games and let's look back. How many video games do I have? I have 5 video games. Now, I'm not going to continue numbering them because numbers and numbers, that would get confusing. I have 2 different things. So instead, I'm going to letter them. A, B, C, D, and E. So here I have 5 different video games, 3 different pinballs, and I can see they're different because I'm using numbers for one and letters for one. All right, so it says, according to my problem, 1 pinball and 1 video game. So let's start matching them up. Now, I'm going to be systematic about how I do this, which means organized. So I'm going to start with pinball 1. If I have pinball 1, I could pair that with video game A. But I could also pair pinball 1 to video game B. I could also pair it with C. I could also pair it with D, and I can also pair it with E. So just for pinball 1, how many different combinations did we come up with? And if you answered 5, you are correct. So now, let's take a look at pinball 2. I could do pinball 2, video game A. I could do pinball 2, video game B. I could do Pinball 2, video game C, and I hope, since we're good mathematicians, we're picking up on the pattern here of what we're doing. So how many unique combinations to Pinball 2 did we come up with? 5. All right, now, mathematicians, I want you to get on board here. Make a prediction for how many different combinations you think Pinball 3 is going to have. Now, when you do that, add up all the different combinations, and that's going to tell you how many combinations you can have total. Good luck. All right, which brings us to Wednesday. The game Raceway allows you to earn 125 points for each car you pass during the race. When James played Raceway, he passed 27 cars. How many points did he earn for passing the cars? This is a great question. So what I have here is 125 points for a pass, right? And it says each car. That word each means something important to me. Each means for every time. So it says here he passed 27 cars. So I have two options. I could take 125 and I can add that 27 times, or I could take 125 and multiply it by 27. Now I hope that you see multiplication is a lot more efficient to do that than repeated adding. But I'll let you figure out that product on your own.